Hello, good morning, happy Monday. It's the week of my Prospectus defense. It is finally here. So if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student in English, rhetoric composition at Indiana University. I am in my 5th year, and this week I'm defending my Prospectus. So what that means is this whole past year, truly one full calendar year, I have been working on writing a document which is about 20 pages single-spaced, explaining what my dissertation project is going to be about and how I plan on researching who I'm in conversation with, what unique argument I'm contributing to the field. And on Friday, I have to go in front of my committee and do an oral defense. So there are 4 committee members, and I will plan a 15-minute presentation, and then the rest of the 2-hour segment, they will ask me questions and watch as I think through things. Not that I necessarily have to have all the answers, but that I can demonstrate a defensible line of thinking, and that I can show that I am capable of coming against challenges and having a logical way of working through them. So I know I've talked a lot about my research on this channel before, but a quick little synopsis again for those who might be new. I am looking specifically at how to teach writing at the college level through vlogging, video making, and how this enacts feminine writing, which is something coined by some French theorists in the 1970s and 80s. And I think that it's useful because the way that we write now is not strictly pen on paper, not even alphabetic text, but so much of writing is making videos, is podcasting, is blogging or vlogging, video essays, all of that. So I'm looking at vlogging as one specific way that we can teach multimodal writing. And I feel pretty excited about this project. I have been working on this Prospectus, like I said, for a whole year, and I still feel excited about it, so that's good. And I am starting to feel pretty nervous about the defense, just starting to sort of feel the weight of it all. But I'm gonna spend this whole week trying to stay mentally grounded, working on that presentation, and trying to anticipate any possible questions that they could ask me, as well as my usual tasks. I am a part-time social media coordinator for a research institute on campus. I teach freshman composition, specifically a digital writing version of it. I run a writing group through our campus's writing center. And then, you know, I'm a human, so I gotta cook, grocery shop, do human tasks. And I will take you guys along with me for the whole process. So let's get into it. Okay, it is a few hours later now. I took a break from working on the Prospectus and did some grading because in theory I'm supposed to have grades on this assignment submitted by Thursday, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. I'm leaving video feedback for the grades, so it's just like taking a little while. And to be quite honest, I got started later in the game than I should have. Everybody makes mistakes. But I have a meeting with my co-teachers in like 10 or so minutes on Zoom, so I will get set up for that. And I totally forgot, but I have another Zoom meeting at 4 p.m. today as well. Here's my current hyperfixation light lunch slash snack. I just make a cheese quesadilla with truly nothing in it except cheese, and I put Taco Bell sauce on top. It makes me feel like I'm in college again, in the worst way. Well, sorry. The reason I turned the vlogging camera on is because we went to Kroger and Megan said it's my week and I can get whatever I want. So I got 2 kinds of flowers. It reminds me of the TikTok where the little girl went to Publix with her mom and she literally put whatever she wanted in the little shopping cart. So I thought that these would be a cute little duo. And we wanted a salty snack and I said, I saw Gardettos at the airport. I almost got them. I didn't know what Gardettos were until your sisters came like a few months ago. And then these, they're stuffed jumbo cookies. If you've ever had these before and they're good, let me know. If you've had them and they're not good, don't let me know. Let me live in bliss. But yeah, also painted my nails and zoomed in for a writing center group and took Megan to get her car back. The detailing is immaculate. Megan had all, she's still in the shot right here. She had all sorts of stuff in that car, but this man, he put in the work.
It was a hand-me-down car, okay?
I'm not, let's be clear, I'm not blaming Megan for this.
It did get a little out of control. I had a lot of animals in it at one point.
She was always the one who took the recycling too, so she's a champ. But I think I'm gonna sit on the porch, read my prospectus some more. Might pour some wine, might drink a seltzer. Let's see.
It's your week.
It's my week, baby. Cheers to me. Okay, it is later now, about 10:30, and I am feeling good about things. I sat on my porch, drank that mamitas, and made it through a lot more of my prospectus. Again, still very much taking my time. I have about, I don't know, like 3 to 5 pages left, and they are like my 2 weakest chapter descriptions, so I feel like I'm gonna get hard questions about those chapters, so I want to make sure that I'm like, I don't know, fully rested before I take them on. But I'm feeling good about things. I'm not feeling too stressed. I did find out in my meeting today with my co-teachers that we don't need to have the grades in until Tuesday, so it makes me feel a lot better because I was stressed having to get them in by Thursday. But tomorrow morning I have an eye doctor's appointment, then I have to go to work at my social media job, then I have to go teach. So maybe when I get back, if I'm not too tired, I can knock out the rest of those pages of my prospectus, and then I can use Wednesday to make the actual presentation, and then Thursday to practice running through everything with Megan. But it's Monday and I'm feeling good. Feeling ready for Friday to get here already. Hello, happy Tuesday. I am wearing a very preppy outfit today with a sweater vest, button down, dainty watch. Preppy Sarah has been unlocked. But I just got back from work and I am going to eat lunch, look over some things regarding teaching for like 45 minutes or so, and then I have to head to campus, back to campus, but the other end of campus, to teach my class. Today we're working on teaching them how to use Adobe InDesign. So that'll be really fun. InDesign is one of my favorite Adobe programs, obviously besides Adobe Premiere because that's how I edit my vlogs. InDesign lets you do some really, really cool stuff. And I'm excited to see how my advisor, like the lead instructor, teaches it so I can see how I want to like repackage it and teach it in my digital writing class in the spring. When I get back from teaching, I am hoping to look over the rest of my prospectus like I mentioned yesterday, and hopefully I'm still feeling good about it. I can't help but think about this time last year when I was prepping for my qualifying exams. Typically there's only a semester between qualifying exams and the prospectus defense, but it was a full year for me because I completely switched my research topic. Not completely, but it took a drastic turn. There was nothing digital, no vlogging, none of that, no multimodal stuff in my qualifying exam reading list. It was still about embodied writing, but that topic was a lot more abstract, and it had a lot to do with anti-racist decolonial rhetorics, which is still obviously in my I guess not obviously, but it's still very much in my prospectus. And it had a lot to do with writing centers and writing program admin. And I've come away from that a little bit because I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if WPA work, writing center director jobs, will fulfill me in the ways that I once thought that they would. I think that, I don't know. I think that if I wasn't teaching, I would feel like I was missing something. And if I wasn't designing new classes every semester, I think that would suck for me a little bit. So yeah, this time last year I was super nervous. That's when I posted my big mentee mental breakdown vlog on YouTube when I found out that my exam got canceled, and I was just like anxiously waiting for the new date when it was going to be rescheduled. And I was like just a ball of anxiety. So I'm proud of myself for feeling pretty calm, pretty grounded. I think that the exams in general are a lot more just anxiety inducing than the prospectus is. Like the hardest part of the prospectus is like writing it. The defense is nerve-wracking. You have to prepare for questions. You don't really know what people are going to ask you. But the exam, there's just like a lot more pressure built into it. So either way, I'm proud of myself for feeling good. Okay, a lot later. I feel like I haven't vlogged much today. But Megan, once again, it's my week, she says. So she made me one of my fave soups. It's a minestrone soup with lots of veggies, some spinach, some nutritional yeast, some beans, broth. I don't know what else is in there.
That's it, yeah. Veggies, broth, noodles, beans, baby.
And some little breads. And okay, it's about 9:25 now. And honestly, I feel really tired. I watched like 3 episodes of The Office and ate dinner with Megan. And we played Hurdle, you know, played Laser with Pirelli. And I just don't think I have it in me to do the reading on my prospectus. And I have plenty of time tomorrow to read and work on the presentation at my grad student writing group. And I would rather, I don't know, just get good sleep now than like force myself to grind when I don't like really think I need it. I think there's a time and a place to really tap into that willpower to fight, as Megan and I say. But there's also times to know when, you know, time to take a break, time to rest. So yeah, I think I'm going to read my book for fun and wake up early in the morning. Maybe do a little reading my prospectus, a little thinking before work tomorrow, since I don't have to go to work till 11:30. Happy Wednesday. I've been awake since 5:30 a.m. It is currently about 10 o'clock. I'm gonna start getting ready. I have to go to work at 11:30, and I'm getting professional headshots taken today at work. So feels like picture day. Feels like I want to have my hair done, my makeup done, all of that good stuff. But I've been awake since 5:30 in the morning because I don't know, fell asleep so fast last night at 10 a.m. because Pirelli is like over here on my toilet. I fell asleep so fast last night because I was just so tired from like the stress of this, from worrying about the hurricane, just thinking about a million different things, that I woke up at 5:30 and was just like, I'm awake. I didn't actually get out of bed. I tried to go back to sleep, but didn't actually get out of bed till like 7 or 7:30. And I went downstairs, made some coffee, and read the rest of my prospectus. Started answering some of the questions that my committee members told me to start thinking about. A lot of it has to do with like ethics of my project, and the question that I keep coming back to is like, is my entire project fundamentally unethical? Because I'm asking students to think about their bodies and to cultivate what I call like an embodied awareness that translates to rhetorical awareness, and I'm just like, is that unethical to ask students for a whole semester to sit and think about their bodies when bodies are a site of trauma for so many people, including myself? So I am looking at how other people in their works about embodiment and writing respond to this issue, but it's so hard because it's been over a year since I took my exams, and I'm just like, I know I read this somewhere, but where was it? So I'm like pulling up these readings. I'm like, was it this person? Was it in writing center literature? I can't remember. So yeah, that's what I've been like mentally working through this morning. And this afternoon I will lead my writing group through the writing center, and that's on Zoom, so it'll give me a solid 2 hours to work on making the presentation. And the main questions that I have to answer for that are sort of, what is my project about? Who am I in conversation with? And how is my, I'm gonna sneeze. And how is my project contributing to the field? What is it doing that's new? And sort of like what's at stake here if this project doesn't exist? So I feel like I'm able to answer those questions, not easily, but like with a certain degree of confidence. I can tell you what my project's about. I've told the vlog. I can tell you who I'm in conversation with. I have like a list of scholars who I cite, and I want to make some type of graphic because I feel like my project is like within rhetoric and composition, and then like within that, like if you think of it as like an umbrella, rhetoric and composition, multimodal comp, embodied composition, and then like bringing feminine writing into embodied composition. So I'll probably make some type of graphic for that, even though there's no like TV or screen or projector or anything in the room that I'm doing the defense in, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. Megan defended in the same room, and she said that no one ended up seeing her PowerPoint, so LOL. Don't know how much time I want to spend on that. I guess I could always like turn my computer or send it to everyone so they have it like on their email on their computer. I don't know. I should have asked my advisor. I honestly should have asked to swap rooms. It just goes to show you that like when we schedule prospectus defenses in English, they think that they're just like purely oral. And it's like, oh, but like what I'm doing is like video and multimodal stuff, so how are you not going to give me a screen? But they have no way of knowing that. It's not their fault. What was the other thing? How am I contributing to the field? What's at stake? I have like pages upon pages of the exigence of my project and why I think it's important. A lot of it has to do with COVID, has to do with like being on Zoom, has to do with marginalized bodies, women, people of color, trans bodies, disabled people. So yeah, hopefully I can answer those questions in an articulate way in some type of presentation. My mind has just been going like crazy all morning, but I'm gonna get ready now. I'm gonna do my hair and makeup. Okay, ready to go. Cue the lawnmower, always when I'm showing my camera in my mirror. Just wearing this pink blazer, some jeans I haven't worn in a while. I'm amazed they still fit at the waist, and my clogs. And why is it always the days when you need your makeup to come out good that you don't like how it looks? And I like smudge my mascara and just feel like my face looks really bloated for some reason. We've had better days. Back from work, had to stop at Starbucks. The line was long, cutting it really close to my 4 p.m. meeting because it's 3:53 and I'm warming up my lunch because I haven't eaten yet. I got a... Really? She's like climbing up me. I got a chai latte with pumpkin cold foam on top. If you hadn't had this yet, this is like incredible. This is the drink of the fall. Get it while you can. Get it while they have pumpkin cold foam. And then I saw that they had a cookies and cream cake pop on the menu, so you know I had to try that. I will be responsible and save it for after my lunch, which is leftover soup. So I have 7 minutes to eat this soup, then hop on a Zoom call for my writing workshop. And we have a guest speaker today from the IU libraries. Update, several hours later, took off my makeup and I grinded on the presentation. I made it on Canva. Canva's PowerPoint templates slap in comparison to like Microsoft Word PowerPoint templates or Google Slides. If you're not using Canva, I don't know what you're doing with your PowerPoints. But I filled out probably like 3/4 of it. So I don't think I'm gonna do any more tonight because I'm so tired. But in the morning, I'm going to, just kidding, not the morning, I work in the morning. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna finish it up. Then tomorrow evening, I'm gonna run it by Megan. And I told her we can get pizza, some crumble cookies. And she read my prospectus today.
Guys, it's really, really good.
And I told her she has to talk to the vlog tomorrow and give like the rundown about her prospectus defense, since this is like all things prospectus vlog. Also, I think Pirelli knows that I'm feeling stressed because she's really been hanging out with me today. Aww. Hello, happy Thursday. Got Chick-fil-A for lunch. I am back from work and I have about 30 minutes before I have to leave to go back to campus to go teach. Today it was like a workshop day, so not really doing much teaching. I think I'll just be like walking around to the different tables, help them as needed. But it's also the day before the defense, and someone on my committee emailed me something and it was just so nice. So really is being crazy. Whenever me or Megan gets home, she just is like, I haven't had attention in like 5 hours. But anyway, she's like a dog in that sense. Like she also like runs downstairs and greets us at the door, so it's very sweet, but it's like you're being a little clingy. And sometimes I just don't know what it is that she wants. But anyway, someone on my committee emailed me, really nice email, and he was like, thinking of you for your defense tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure he emailed me the day before my exam too, saying something similar. But he was like, I'm reminded of something at that panel that I did last week. If you watched my last vlog, he's like, I'm reminded of something about you, especially after that panel. He was like, you speak with a lot of confidence, yet you still position yourself as like so open to learning from others. And it was just like so sweet. And he was like, I have no doubt you're gonna like be successful, at least in part because of this skill. And it was so sweet. It was like exactly what I needed to hear before the prospectus. And one of my other friends finished reading through my prospectus and she gave me feedback, so I will look through that when I get back from teaching. Gotta finish up the PowerPoint and show it to Megan. But I think that what I'm doing is so fun. I made it look like a little YouTube homepage display. So I have like my profile picture, the title of the prospectus, and then I have like the different tabs to navigate, like home, videos, playlist, community, and I use that as like a way of organizing things. So home is like the about me, how I got into this project. Videos is sort of like the content of your channel, so that's like, what is my prospectus about? Playlist is, how is this categorized, how is it organized, and that's answering the question of how all my pillars relate to each other that my chair wanted me to ask. And then community is, how am I contributing, what's unique about my project, and then like, who am I in conversation with, who's my community. So I was proud of that. I thought that that was like smart. But yeah, let me eat my Chick-fil-A and then go teach. Megan and I are currently in the Crumble parking lot. We went for a walk, took a shower. Well, we took separate showers, and then I finished up my because I said we went for a walk, we took a shower.
I actually didn't take a shower. I'm in my...
Oh, not again.
I just washed it. I just grabbed it. It's just the perfect lounging sweater, okay? You guys want to be in my Be Real? Hi, vlog.
Anyway, we're getting some crumble. The flavors this week look incredible. They have the pumpkin caramel. We had to come back. We came twice in the same week last year when they had this, and we got like just 3 pumpkin caramels. So pretty pumped, and all the other flavors look really good too. And we placed an order for a veggie pizza from Domino's. Megan brought it up the other day and she's like, we haven't been to Domino's in a while. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna get back, show her my presentation, and then we're gonna watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Pumpkin caramel, lemon glaze, raspberry...
Butter cake?
Yeah, and Nutter butter.
I'm excited for that frosting.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of it.
That looks good.
Ooh. Today is the day. I just finished curling my hair. Gonna do some makeup. I thought I was gonna go full glam, but I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna do a little light makeup. It's only like 10:30. Have a while to chill still. I'm feeling anxious, but not like anxious in the way that I was before exams. Before exams, it was like pure anxiety and it felt bad. But I'm feeling more like eager, anticipatory, anxiousness. Obviously I'm nervous, but I know the stakes are lower in the way that like I'm allowed to say I don't know yet, and I wasn't in the same way in exams. I was expected to like know more, and in the prospectus I'm like, here's what I think. So Megan asked me some hard questions last night about like the specifics of my project, and we worked together to try and come up with some answers for it. But it's just like everything she asked me, I was like, yeah, I know, that's like one of the weaknesses in my thinking. So it's okay. Okay, it's only 11:15. I'm running very early, but here's gonna be the fit. Tried to pick something that I feel comfortable in. This is really loose, flowy. And then my go-to black wide leg pants. I don't have these shoes buckled yet, but they're gonna be just these short heels. I try to wear something with a bit of like a heel or a platform because these pants are pretty long. I feel like it's professional, but I don't know. I thought about wearing a blazer, but I felt like that was like a lot, even though it was like a cute, oversized, trendy blazer. I tried on this sort of long sleeve puffed shoulder shirt from Express that I got, I think like last Christmas, and I've only worn it once, and I was like, why don't I wear this more? I almost broke out the scissors. I struggled to get it on and I could not get it off. I was like hyperventilating and I was like, oh my God, I need to cut it. But I got it off and didn't rip anything. It's just like it only has stretch in the back right here, like through straight here. And they need more stretch in like the shoulders. Like I couldn't get that on. Feeling ready to go. There was. Happy Saturday, the day after the defense. Wow. So I want to decompress briefly and chat with you guys about what that defense was like. And basically it was really, really hard. It was much harder than I was expecting. It was hard in a different way from the exam. So I think the exam, I was prepared for it to be hard, and I was just sort of expecting that. The prospectus, I was nervous going into it because 2 of my committee members hadn't given me feedback on the draft. So I had no idea what they thought of it. But I knew if they allowed me to schedule a date for the defense, it had to be good enough. So I was just like kind of nervous. I ran through my presentation. That only took about 10 minutes. And just right away when it was done, they were like, oh, that presentation's great, good job. And then one of my committee members was like, I have a question. Which is like your central term here? Which is the term that all the other terms orbit around? Which is a term that like is the God term? Which is the one that all the other ones are like subservient to? Is it embodied composition or is it multimodal composition? And that like caught me off guard because I had made a change in my most recent draft based on feedback from another committee member to put multimodal composition first. And so in my presentation, I said multimodal composition came first. And he was like, well, if multimodal composition's coming first, and then he started saying some really scary things. And he was like, I'm gonna need to read a different prospectus then. If that's the case, then I don't feel comfortable signing off on this document saying you're ready to defend the prospectus. And it was registering to me as really scary. And in hindsight, I wish I would have said, whoa, 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 this is freaking me out. Can we just like pause? Can we talk about what you mean? Because like the qualifiers of like, if that's the truth, then this isn't making sense to me. Those weren't like registering in my brain. It was just like the scary parts of what he was saying. And so I felt like really like caught off guard, really flustered right away. So then I felt for the rest of the hour and a half like I couldn't articulate myself clearly, and I was just like really nervous. And I know that he was well-intentioned, and he was like, writing a dissertation is really hard, which like obviously, and he was like, you're gonna need one key term, otherwise you're gonna go back and forth with this tension forever. And so there's 4 committee members, and 2 of the committee members were like, yes, you can only have 1 key term. And the other 2 committee members were like, no, that's not true. Her 2 terms aren't separate. And so it was just like really awkward, and I was feeling like that tension was a result of me and a result of my prospectus not being clearly written enough or clearly defended. And so at one point I just said, there's a lot of tension here and I don't know what I'm supposed to say. And they sort of like laughed, but I was just like, it was really hard for me to tell like what issues were like internal with like the committee, the faculty, and what issues were coming from my prospectus. So yeah, I was like really nervous the whole time, and I felt like they were telling me like, you're failing, because of those words that they were saying of like, I'm gonna need to state another prospectus, like I don't feel comfortable signing off on this. It was just like really, really, really scary, and I felt like I was floundering. And I never felt that way in the exam. I felt like they gave me very easy questions in the exam. So then after, so my thing started at 1, and then at 2:30 they send you out of the room. And so then they were like, okay, go out of the room, and we're gonna deliberate. For the exam, they deliberated for 3 minutes, and then they like brought me back in. It was like 15 minutes, and I started to get really emotional. I thought that I failed. I thought that I would have to write an addendum. I thought that I didn't pass. And I was texting Megan, and I was like, oh my God, I think that I didn't pass. Like, and I was telling her all the things that they said. And she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then they bring me back into the room, and I literally have tears in my eyes. And I sit down, and I think they're like, what the heck? Why is she crying? Because they kind of all just like looked at me and were quiet. And they're like, oh, congrats, you're A.B.D, you passed. And I was just like, what? I was like, you guys, that was really hard. And they were like, really? And I was like, yes, what do you mean, really? And they were like, why do you think that? And I like was like, okay, the things you were saying were really hard. Like, and they were like, we weren't asking you hard questions, you're asking you important questions, and we were trying to defend you to yourself because it seemed like you were swaying from your true values. And it was just, it was a lot. And I felt like for like a whole hour I was in like fight or flight mode, because I was just like so on edge. And it ended up being fine. They were like, that was a really great defense, it was a really great prospectus. And they were like, no, those are just our own issues with each other, those aren't your issues. And I was just like, okay. And I told them, I was like, you guys, I literally was outside and I was like, I was about to cry. And they were like, what? And I was like, how can you not see that like these things you were saying feel horrible to me? So it ended up being fine. I felt relieved. I chatted with my chair and the second member on my committee for like 20 minutes outside, and they were like, look, there's always going to be a divide in the field between people like academics who are a little more conservative, not like politically, but they're more like traditional, like they want to keep things the same. Like, you write a dissertation and then you turn that dissertation into a book, and a dissertation can only look one way. And my chair and the second member of my committee are like, okay, that's not necessarily true. They're also younger, and they're like, a dissertation can take many forms. It doesn't only have to be one term, it doesn't only have to be one audience. And so they were like, I was just like, okay. I can't believe we spent so long talking about that. The questions that I prepared for, we didn't even like talk about. And that was truly like the whole defense. Like, what's your central term? And so then I came home. Well, then Megan, because I texted her and was like, oh my God, I think I failed. She was like freaking out. And she was like, oh no, oh no. And I hadn't texted her back until like I got in my car. So it was like 45 minutes after I had sent her those things. And apparently she like called my other friend and was like, I think Sarah did pass. I don't know what's going on. She's telling me some really scary things in text. So then I came home and I was just like a deer in headlights. And I was like, Megan, that was like, that was like hazing. That was horrible. It truly felt traumatizing. I thought that like all this work was for nothing, and then I failed. And then I talked to my friend on the phone, and I just like decompressed with a bunch of people, and I was feeling better. Then we did some shoeies, then we went to dinner, and it was just like really fun. Just me, Megan, and Joanna, just like nice, chill. But I felt like moments of the defense were like coming back in my mind, like, oh yeah, this person said this at one point, and it was just like crazy. It felt off the walls, it felt unhinged. And yeah. And I feel like because of all that pent up stress and anxiety that I was trying so hard to like push down, especially like yesterday when I was in fight or flight mode for so long, coupled with the fact that I was like really triggered from like past trauma because of I was seeing people who I thought looked like other people, and like weird people were messaging me. I won't get into it. But then like last night I was about to fall asleep and I just had like a horrible panic attack. And I haven't had a panic attack like that in years. It was a lot. And do I blame the traumatic defense? Yeah, I do. I think that I wouldn't have had that panic attack if I didn't have that defense, because I think it exacerbated everything. I don't want to end the vlog like this on such a low note, because I am really proud of myself. I'm really, really proud of the work that I did. I'm excited about the project that I have moving forward. I feel like it's really smart thinking. I know that I put a lot of time and energy into it. I feel eager to learn more about it, and I know that this is where I should be. I'm proud of myself. I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my family, who has been very supportive through all of this. And I'm excited to just like take it easy for this next week, take it easy today, and get into the dissertation.